yours. That doesn't really work, does it? Have you tried? Oh, that's good. Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Better. So much better. What a fantastic, fantastic tune. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. I've been Donald Trump. Thank you and good night.
Then what size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Tuffy brand coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
Good day. Happy Monday.
Hello. Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
Mediocre. How about you?
It was fine.
Finishing some more of my Mrs. Quartering's homemade sourdough granola.
Because she's supportive of your healthy girl era.
Yeah, we went to Maple Fest. That was fun.
What is Maple Fest?
Oh, just deep lore, deep Mrs. Quartering lore. So every year, it's maple syrup time of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we go to this local sugar shack where they're making it. And then you can there's all these other old timey things. Like there's people in character, like using a loom, or there's a whole working blacksmith shop. So they're making jewelry and stuff that you can buy, but they're making it all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
you
it was
guys
a lot
go
of
every
fun.
year?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then we've got the threshery coming up later this year. We've got all the tractors and old timey stuff there. It's very, very good.
It's very rural America quaint day weekend. I love it. I think that's great. What do you buy, Mrs. the Quartering jewelry from the blacksmith forge? I know you pride yourself on having good taste in jewelry.
Yeah, no, it's not her style. I would say.
Oh, okay.
It's they make purposely of that era what you might have. So people are into that. It's cool.
I get it.
Yeah, it's just they also make maple cotton candy out of the maple syrup that they make there, and there's like tractor rides and all that kind of stuff. So we got there very, very early, and 8 o'clock or whatever, because it's a big deal. You know,
Sure.
Maple Fest is a big deal.
This sounds crazy, but like I totally believe you. This is what I like about, because I grew up in like a pretty rural area in New England, and I remember there was a garlic festival every year, and it was big. Like people would come out from other other states for it. It was a big deal, and also iconic to the region, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean we also have like Strawberry Fest, which is huge. It's like gotten so big now that you can't even go. Like we've been going so long. It's like I remember when this was like, I don't know anybody who's in Wisconsin, but the Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg is basically unattendable now. Like you have to go at like 7 a.m, and if you go like super early, then you can kind of like enjoy things. But you know, a lot of the stuff that's fun, like the music and all that performers and stuff, they're later in the day. But it's just too many damn people. So yeah, that Maple Fest is still there though.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, how was your weekend? Were you
programmable spots? My weekend was good.
Yeah,
you know, spring's finally kicking in. It was Palm Sunday this weekend, so it's like
shout out, church was banging this Sunday.
Yeah,
you can always tell when like
palms. Like, do you have the palm leaves on Palm Sunday?
Yeah, they're on the front. Like they're on the front of the on the altar or whatever.
Get them. Like when I grew up, I grew up Episcopal.
Yeah, I remember that when I was young.
Like, yeah, you get the palm, you make it into a cross, you fold it up, you hit your siblings with it. It's the mass that has a prop, so it's a big deal. Yeah, you can always tell like Christian and Easter, you know, like the pastor cranks it up a notch. And because you know you have all those casuals there. Well, and you think that like Christmas is like the big one, but in some ways I think Easter season is even bigger, partially because the weather's getting nice and like I don't know. To me, it feels like this is when the priests in particular are going hard for the Lord, if you will. Yeah. Someone chat says all those Cedarburg fests in the warm season are packed. Yeah, exactly. Where's Maple Fest? It's in Richfield. Like it's at the Richfield Historical Society. Like it's not a big thing. Societies. You can do the whole thing. Don't make it a big thing. Don't ruin this for Jeremy. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying like you can do the whole thing in like an hour. They have a pancake breakfast. So everyone goes and brings their kids to that. We did not partake in the pancake breakfast, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that used to be fun that's a little too busy now. But oh shit, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something before you talked about your weekend. Oh, I have a mild early recommendation for you. I think the show would be right up your alley. Okay. It's a show called Something Very Bad is About to Happen. Something Very Bad is. I'm gonna write down my notes here. Let me see if I can find the trailer. What's the vibe? The vibe is. I'll tell you what show I watched on Sunday when I you know. What do you got? Break from my Lent thing. Oh, I watched. Hold on, let me look up the title. You tell me about yours first. I'll go second. This is the trailer. I don't think the trailer does like a great job with it, but you know, might as well just get demonetized right away in the beginning of the stream here. If you like horror and thrillers, it's, you know what I mean? This is like, you know, when I recommend stuff, that's what you're going to get. Like, it's not going to be a comedy. It's not going to be, but this is the trailer for it. Hey, you were the one.
Should we like get married or something?
Oh, I'm thinking really small ceremony, my parents' little vacation cabin in the woods. None of the wedding bullshit, just beautiful nature, snow falling outside the window.
That's it. I'll marry you.
It's very like I like the way it looks. Yeah, it's shot in a really cool way. And it's very kind of like avant-garde with like random crazy shit happening. What are these? What a weird shot. Ooh. Yeah.
This is insane.
I'm so honored that you two chose to get married here.
I think
it's up to you now to protect the
She's from Fargo, the last season of Fargo, I think.
Oh, Baby Reindeer's crazy.
Yeah, it's the same kind of like.
Some call it fate.
There's
the most important decision is who you trust to keep secrets.
I know that actress, old lady one.
Yeah, she's been in a ton of stuff. She's in Fargo. She was in
is my soulmate.
Not your Sedgwick, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Sure, he's the one. To love.
There's like a weird.
Something doesn't add up.
I don't know what to do.
We are still getting married, right?
Ever since we got here, I feel like something weird is going on.
I want to marry you. And you want to marry me. Isn't that all that matters?
His parents' cabin in the woods seems really fancy. That's what I'm getting from this.
It's crazy nice. Yeah. But it's shot in like a really weird way. It's like I'm like 3 episodes in, and like unless it falls apart, like
it's strong so far.
It's very strong so far. But again, as with all my movie recommendation television, it's a slow burn, and there's no gore, at least that I've seen. There's a little bit of like a weird occult vibe to it that you don't get from the trailer, but
interesting.
Yeah.
You had to like explain like protect the soul in front of you thing. I was like, this seems like it might have some like spooky implications. But
they like find a baby abandoned in a car in the middle of a rest stop. There's like all sorts of crazy shit that goes on. Hey, if you don't want to support Netflix, I think we all know there are other ways to watch shows. You know, I'm not promoting anything
about it. Look, we don't know, but there could be. We're just saying you're all creative.
Yeah. What did you watch?
Okay, on Sunday,
did you watch Melania finally?
No, but I really want to. Although I'm like considering very belatedly incorporating it into a video I'm working on. But that's besides the point. I watched a new Netflix reality dating TV show. I know you're excited for me. It's called Age of Attraction, and the premise is you get a bunch of people together, and they don't say how old they are until they like enter the promise room and agree to be a couple for the remainder of this weird TV show experiment. At first I was like, this is kind of dumb. They've tried to do Love is Blind spinoffs before. Let me tell you, it's fascinating because you spend the whole time watching it with my husband and we're like, she's probably like, what, 47? He's probably like, what, 32? Like you spend the whole, I'm only in the first couple episodes.
Well, the whole thing is people who are way older than they look and way younger than they look, probably. Right? That's
maybe,
probably like
although some look as old as we think. Like we were keeping track of like when they do the reveals of like how often we got it right, and my husband will regularly get the women's ages correct. Where I think I'm.
Well, he has a whole lifetime of doing that.
But that's interesting, right?
Yeah,
I'm like very like I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. I think I'm 2 or 3 episodes in, but. If Mrs. The Quartering wants to watch a trashy TV show, I would recommend this one because the psychology.
We are running out of them. Like,
don't worry, Netflix has you covered.
Yeah, there's no more Sister Wives. There's no more. So I Married a Mama's Boy. No more Bachelorette.
Is Mrs. The Quartering a Bachelorette gal? I feel like she's not.
Yeah,
she's a classy lady like that.
Well, she never liked any of those shows, like the dating shows, and we watched what was the one that was just really gross? Love Island or something like that.
Love Island's garbage.
No, Cougar Island.
Oh my gosh, that's probably even worse.
It was like all these like 50, 60-year-old women with their tits hanging out and like 18-year-old guys like trying to have sex with them. Oh, MILF Manor. That's what it was called. Sorry, MILF Manor. That's the one where
they bring their sons. Like
yes. Yeah, they had their sons there. I'm like,
they're trying to date the other women on the show sons, but their sons are trying to date the other women on the show. Like craziness to me. What a crazy scenario.
It was definitely playing off like that weird like cultural. There was like that era where like that type of fantasy was like
Ashton
popular.
Kutcher was dating
Demi Moore,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was all like. And the thing is, this happens on Love is Blind, my favorite dating reality TV show, where the girl will be like, I'm 34. The girl will be like, I'm 27. She's like, I think we can make it work every time they break up. I've never seen a couple where the woman is older work out. Never, ever, ever. If someone with dad is about to be like, I've been married to my younger husband for 25 years, I'm happy for you, but not on television.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, like almost none of them work out on television, period. The success rate is single digits.
Great. But the hope.
Am I wrong? Didn't you say that?
Oh, yeah,
I think you told me that.
It's real bad. And also, like, some of the couples, again, this is specific to Love is Blind, some of the couples that have gotten married, lasted a couple of years and have kids, at least one of them is now getting divorced, which is like, oh, man, I thought you were in the clear.
Well, there's a new show coming out, Fresh Divorced, and they've got to get on that show,
Love was previously blind. Yeah.
Yes, right. Yeah. Well, but so let's start with this story. We kind of vamped for a good bit. I hope everyone's weekend was good. It was nice and warm yesterday, so I took the dogs for 2 walks, not one. And someone says Jeremy has great taste. Wait, in what? Women or television shows? I oddly feel more proud if you're talking about my TV shows.
Like, because you've been married to your high school sweetheart for like 3 decades.
Haven't had to make a choice in 20 years. Yeah.
I guess you do have great taste in women in that sense, but also like small sample pool.
Yeah. I always prefer when I tell people about a movie on the show and then I see them, like they'll tweet me or email me and they'll be like, dude, I watched it. It was pretty good. By the way, I still stand by this one is not even a bold stance, but I'm standing by my Project Hail Mary as the best movie I've seen in the theater in 10 years.
I've heard a lot of people I've heard love it. I've heard really positive reviews from everyone who's seen it. I can't say it's the best movie I've seen, but it's the best movie I've seen in the theater. Most of my favorite movies I never saw in the theater, interesting.
But yeah, it's just great. Did
you read the book?
My wife did. Remember the book club?
Okay, right.
Yeah, her book club read it. Yeah, her book club read it, and then she asked me if I would go with them to the movie because she's not very socially outgoing. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll handle it. I'm the straw that mixes the drink. So, yeah. Did she really just ask Jeremy if you read a book? Yeah, that's good. Fair. The last book I read cover to cover was probably high school, maybe.
Really?
And by the way, and let me also sauce it up for you. I completed 4 years of undergrad and a master's degree. Never read a textbook. I wouldn't even buy them. Like it was just, I just didn't think of how much more successful I could be if I actually did put in the work. It was the
when girls are like, as soon as I lose weight and get a tan, it's over for you.
Right? Yeah.
As soon as I read this textbook, it's over for you guys.
I was like happy getting because basically I figured out. I think people, if you take a lot of multiple choice tests, right? You can pretty much tell. I got really good at just saying well, these two definitely aren't it. So which one of these, which one of these other two? Sometimes in college you have 6 chances in multiple choice, so it gets a little more complicated, but
right.
I've listened to books, but I don't know what it is. I have such a low attention span, and my wife has tried everything. She bought me audiobooks. She's like, well, let's read before bed, and I'm like, I'll put up the book, and then my phone's on the inside. I'm looking for stories for the next day. She's like, just stop. Actually,
you're running this for me.
Yeah, well, no, she doesn't care because she reads anyway. She reads an hour before bed every night. She reads 3 or 4 books every week.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's 100+ book a year every year.
When people joke about the fact that I'm always asking for Mr. Cording-Lord, but what an amazing fact! He's just a larger than life character I've never met. It's crazy.
Yeah, she reads a lot, and then what's cool is she'll take my suggestions. Oftentimes, I'm like, oh, you should read this, and her book club is her Goodreads ratings are a bellwether, and she's really embarrassed about it. She's they're like, oh, we just read her Goodreads first before we see if we're gonna read a book.
Oh.
They told her that.
By that seems like a compliment.
Well, I don't know. Again, she's not very outgoing. It probably felt weird that
bashful about it.
Yeah,
humble
I don't want
lady.
these people looking at that stuff. Yeah, someone said the hard sciences would need to crack a book. I'm not saying I never ever read, when I first 4 years of college, I bought, you get the books, they were included in the tuition. So I had a system. My system was
included in your tuition.
Yeah. It's the only school in the state that did it. And at the time it's
do that.
Every school should do it. It was ridiculous. When I was doing my first 2 years, I went to community college, so you had to buy our books, but they were $900 every semester.
Yeah.
Then they had this crazy scam where then you would turn them back in and they would buy them back at the end of every year and then resell them again. It wasn't too bad, but the science books, my like physics textbook was probably like $300, like $400 for one book, and you would get like $50 back for it. But it always felt like free money by the end because you already spent it. So it's like,
gone.
yes, first day of book buyback, I was like in line. It's like, yes, I'm gonna get a bag of weed, and we're gonna go to Great America. It's gonna be great. But then when I went to Whitewater, and that was their big thing. So you would just go to this like dusty old room, and you go take your books and you just leave. I'm sure it's baked into the cost, but
I remember having to, like, I did have some years that I felt like it really fluctuated for me because I majored in English. So some years you're like buying a novel that you can get for paperback used for like 10 cents anyway.
Oh, that was the other scam too. Only hardcover in there too.
Yes.
Like I was like, don't you have I'm like, I looked online and I found this. I can get it in soft cover. You know what I mean? Like, why can't I? Like, well, we don't have it. I'm like, yeah, I wonder why.
I remember one semester I took an oceanography class because I had to. And
I did too. I took one.
Okay, I didn't mind it. I thought it was interesting. It was full of science credit, but I remember buying the textbook and being like, what am I doing right now? Like it was one of those classes where like everyone in there was just fulfilling this credit, but we all had to buy this expensive textbook.
Yeah, full color, hardcover. Yeah, it wasn't oceanography. It was actually something about weather. It was like some sort of, but it was the same thing.
Meteorology? That's weather, right?
Yeah, it might have been meteorology. And it was really fucking hard. Like it was way harder than it should have been for a class that everyone was there was one kid that wanted to be a meteorologist and 29 other people that were like, I needed a science credit and this is the only night class. Because when you're going at first two, like when you go to local community college, you would want to take the night class so you could work during the day. So it was like the only night class. So I was like, whatever, I'll take meteorology. It was fucking hard. I was like, why is this so hard? Why is it was all math and like all like the guy like clearly took it way too serious. And I was like, man, my physics class isn't even this hard. Like I used to take physics class just to hang out with Heather. Like I knew I was going to get a physics degree, but I needed science anyway.
So cute. What lore?
Yeah. So I would take all the physics classes.
Her legal name is crazy to me.
Yeah. Organic chemistry, all that stuff. Like I just took to hang out with her. I didn't really care about the class. But that meteorology class was like, I did well in physics because it's kind of just, I don't know. It's math, but it was a type of math that I could understand. But with like, yeah.
I remember I'll let you go to the news in a second, but I remember the oceanography professor, great guy, seemed totally nice, obviously really loved the ocean. And the first couple classes, it was like hardcore. And then mostly it was in one of those huge lecture halls. And then
I just wanted to weed them out. Yeah.
75% of people stopped showing up on test days. It was like a whole different room. People would show up all the time.
Yeah.
And so he started like, just like there would be a day, it would be like, hey, you guys are all in class. The answer, 4 of the test answers are going to be this, this, and this. Write it down right now. And it wouldn't be anything you could have studied for. And like, you'd get a certain amount of credit. It was like kind of an attendance reward, but also I feel like he also started passing out like chocolate covered espresso beans. I think to keep the class alive. Like,
yeah,
it must be hard to really love something and have a bunch of college age students who are like, please, I just want the credit.
Yeah, I just need a C, man. Just give what is it? Like I had professors like that, but I was also because I went to a local college for my first 2 years. By the time I transferred into the traditional 4-year, I didn't have to take any bullshit. I had to take like one math class, I think. Like I had to take like one gen ed, 2. And I had to take one that was like performance arts, and I had to go see like ballet and shit. And it was horrible. And then one like hard math class. But every other class I had once I went to my 4-year was all business. So I was like, it was a lot more fun. I actually liked going to class. I almost never skipped it.
Yeah. If I could go back, because my high school had just started rolling out a dual enrollment with a local community college. So like if you took an honors level.
Yeah, that was new when I started too. Yeah, I had a couple credits when I started. I had like 9 or 12 credits already when I started.
That's how I got
college.
out of a couple of them. And if I had, it wouldn't have worked for me because my school didn't start it early enough for me to get enough. But like now when I think about like my younger siblings or like my kids or, my friends' siblings or kids that are the aging into it, it's like knock out. If you want to go to college, knock out as many gen ed that they will transfer in
for free.
For free.
When I was a senior, it was really cool because you would go up to the university to take your class.
Oh, wow.
So you
that's
could leave.
Cool.
Yeah. You'd leave school and I'd be like 17-year-old crackly voiced kid, like with all these hot college girls, Yeah. And like, I would just, so you got to leave and you go, and you know, back then it was only $150 a credit, but it was like you save $450 every time. Like I would purposely take 4 credit classes because I knew that was $2,000 instead of 1,500 or whatever. Like I did all the prereqs when I was a senior in high school, and then I graduated early, and I did another semester, and the school paid for that too.
That's cool. See, for us, it was like you had to pay for the AP exam. I don't know if they still do that, but it was kind of pricey, like $5 in a year. But for us, like if you took the honors level course and got an A, you could automatically get college credit, and that didn't cost anything. Which
we
is
had
like
to take we had to take a test, I think, at the end. I don't remember what the process
it was.
was.
Brand new my last year of high school, and I like now looking back, the AP doesn't guarantee you credit. Like not all schools take the AP score and whatever else, so it's way better to have a dual enrollment program. So hopefully some principal at some high schools listening and rolls out that and saves their students so much money in college, or at least gives them more time. It gives you flexibility.
I cut almost a year off. Like I was ready to transfer, and I had, you know, someone says Jeremy should have taken astronomy. I did when I was a senior. And my professor, Mr. Sharner, I still remember his name. Very cool guy. He was like the gym teacher, but also taught astronomy. And he like knew the deal. It was the first class of the day. And I would always be hanging out with Heather all the way on the other side of school. So they had an east and a west. And I would be like trucking. Like I would hang out with her. We'd hold hands or whatever until class started. Then I was like 5 minutes late every single day to astronomy. And my professor was like, "Oh, how's the girlfriend there, Hambley?" And I was like, "Doing great, sir." But like, he never gave a shit because I actually tried. Everyone else in the class, there was like 2 or 3 kids that like actually cared. The rest of the kids were like, "Well, this is the easy A." But like, so that's how our exploring technology teacher was too. Like, if you took technology, like, he never gave a shit because he's like, "Oh, you actually want to be here? Like, cool, you be late," or you know, there are a lot of times where like. I always got an A in that class, and I took it, I think, twice, 2 different versions of it.
Yeah.
And like, I know damn well I didn't get A's. Like, there would be shit like, we have to come today and everyone has to build a bridge. I remember this one time,
darn.
Build a bridge. It has to hold, I don't know, 15 pounds of weight or something. I didn't remember to do it. So in the class before, I found 2 of these like spacers that the teacher had between, it was like that cardboard, like velo cardboard stuff. I just stapled it together, and I put it up there, and he just like looked at me, and he's like, but like, I still got an A. I'm like, "Hey man, fuck,
You're
sorry,
like,
dude.
"Look, I'm doing the best I can for you." He's
Yeah.
like, "I don't know that you are, but anyways."
Yeah. He's like, "Well, you're one of the 3 kids in here that doesn't smell like pot. So like, whatever, you know." So a lesbian foster moms made their 12-year-old wear a soaking wetsuit and joked, "Shiver, shiver, you dumb fuck," before he died. 2 lesbian foster moms tortured a 12-year-old boy by forcing him to wear a soaking wetsuit as they mocked him. What did he die from? Hypothermia? Foster mothers were in the process of adopting the boys. They did it because they hated boys, the attorney said in court.
Why were they adopting them? Just to be crazy?
Yeah, that was a hard cut. Sorry, guys. Like, hey, I used to be the bridge in high school. I was playing
my girlfriend and get A's in high school. Anyways.
Yeah, I was playing Drug Wars on my TI-83 calculator most of my high school career. But yeah. Additionally, prosecutors claim that the women suggested that if the young boy wanted to stay warm, that he just needed to exercise. Here they are.
Yikes. Does it have a cause of death?
I'm looking for it right now. The pair told the prospective son had an eating disorder and regurgitated his food. On the day of his death, the child had largely been by himself, other than at the point where he threw up his breakfast and lunch. Early in the trial, social worker Faisal Madhi, very Canadian, claimed that LL, the kid slept on a tiny cot that was frequently covered in vomit. He had some sort of eating disorder. He only weighed 48 pounds.
That doesn't sound like an eating disorder. It sounds like he has like a like digestive issue.
Or they were poisoning him. You know, something like that. Like purposely giving him. They took his blanket away and later that day instructed the child to calm down. Next time she checked, LL was unresponsive with vomit everywhere. They called 911, but it was too late. Do we have cause of death on here? They forced a brother to wear hockey helmets and wetsuits for hours. Locked him into the room. I didn't see what chat. Do you guys know cause of death? No, they didn't.
An older article where it just says that they are like
he just died. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say what his cause of death was. Chat, help me out. I mean, I don't believe gay couples should be able to adopt babies ever. Period. They just starved him to death. Maybe he was just sick and they just starved him to death and he finally just passed away. Yeah, chat is saying they starved him. Let's see.
This is a
cause of death, woke legal systems giving lesbos kids. Well, what's crazy is that they're actually like demons. They purposely, it was less than 50 pounds at 12 years old. What does that weigh on the scale?
What? So the social worker was testifying.
88 to 89 pounds is the 50th percentile. So he was half.
So he's like in the bottom quadrant and not. This is okay. So like the U.S. has
39th trimester abortion. Oh God,
dude, but it's not.
You're horrible.
Also, like, where is this child's biological parents? Because it's like that the set of brothers. They're released. They're surrendered to state care for whatever reason, whether they were seized by their parents or voluntarily given up. That's horrible and sad already. And then for some reason, this couple was deemed suitable, even though I'm looking at an older article and there are like all these text messages where they like refer to him as like the F word and like they're telling people he's like pretending for sympathy. There's like they say the worker is prying. Like it just seems like this has been a bad.
Well, and why was the worker? I mean, clearly they had some idea that there was something up because the social worker was there. Sounds like a lot.
Faisal Modi, another social worker, testified that he slept on a tiny cot that was frequently covered in vomit. Why was he still in this house? You know what I mean?
Because Faisal's from India and that's normal there.
That's so bizarre. I mean, but also like, can't he just get hospital? Like, if he's throwing up that much, and you're the social worker, don't you feel like you have to be like, we have to take him to the hospital now? Like, it seems like I don't even know where to begin. There seems to be failures on the checks that are supposed to catch these things. And also, why are these ladies who I guess hate boys fostering them?
Look what they said. They admitted he was 48 pounds, Modi said to the court, but stated it was because he would throw up his food, chew it again, and then lick it off the floor.
If he's doing that, then obviously he needs like serious intervention, but I sort of don't believe you because
I don't either. Yeah. Well, and that, none of that what like would excuse it from not taking the kid to the doctor. What the fuck are you doing? Like they and by the way, these women will probably not get prison time.
And also like it's not like they can be like, oh, it's gonna cost money. Like their medical needs are covered by the state if they're in foster care. So like, what are you doing? I don't understand. The brother told the police at one point that they would make them like would zip tie them and place them in hockey helmets. He also said that there were times that the foster moms would ban them from speaking for days at a time. He said if he or her brother spoke out of turn, the couple would tack on even more days and force silence.
Yeah, chat brought up a good point. The kid probably puked, but the parents probably made him eat it up off of the floor. Probably. I bet you that's what they did. Yeah.
So this is an ongoing trial, or actually, I'm looking at an article from 20.
The trial's going on right now. Yeah.
Man, that's so sad.
I'm not saying that they're.
I feel really strongly that like foster care is this like, I don't want to say necessary evil. It's hard to explain because I always want to defer to like the parents being the best place for their parents, but there are definitely circumstances where a kid is like not safe in a home. Parents need some help getting back on their feet or to like take some parenting classes or whatever. And like, we all know that. But then in this case, like what scenario were these kids in that was worse than this, where they ended up, you know, like that it's just heartbreaking. It makes me so angry. And I remember this was always the problem I had with like libertarianism, which is like, there are lots of things I support about it. But when you ask libertarians about foster care or how do you deal with this issue, they're often like, well, private agencies could deal with that. Right.
Yeah.
But like, I think you would still have the same problem, which is like if you can pass all the interviews and like you seem okay, but you're actually crazy. What do we do? And there's like, I don't know. It's not. I don't have an answer to it, chat. It's just one of these things that's always bothered me.
And there are horror stories about like straight couples being abusive to their foster kids. It's not an exclusively gay thing, but I just feel like, man.
Well, if they're testifying, and I didn't read this article before the show. Sorry, it's new to me. But if they're saying they didn't like boys, did they disclose that when they were trying to become foster parents? I assume that meant that they were just in to collect the money, and therefore, like, they had to take the boys. And why are you trying to adopt them? Like, it doesn't make sense. Obviously, the famous case in America is that the two leftist moms.
Gay men? What about the gay men that made their kids do child porn?
The gay man is one, but I'm trying to do a direct lesbian comparison, for science, keep a control group.
I'll just let you cook here, yeah.
Well, no, they had, I think ultimately the family moved to Washington. That's when they drove the car off the cliff with all the kids in it.
That one.
They had gone viral because their son had been, like during BLM, the foster son had hugged a police officer or something. And it turned out that they had been like running from abuse charges from a bunch of different states. And like, it's really sad. Like, again, you're right. There are straight couples, but this is not a great advertisement for same-sex foster houses.
Yeah. A little bit of a white pill. We're going to use this as a segment just because, I like to cover things that are like, not the worst thing I've ever seen on the internet in my life.
Yeah, I thought we were trying not to doom pill, but I guess it's good to bring.
Well, I tried to bring in a mat. I'm trying to
balancing it.
Balance it out. Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay. So if you're watching this later, this is a segment on our daily live stream. We're live Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and Fridays at 1 Eastern, wherever you're watching this. We hope that you'll join us live, but if you can't, you can always catch the VODs. This is a story about a toddler making the internet cry over an incredible act of kindness and spotting an elderly man eating alone at McDonald's. Now, I know that this channel, we often cover a lot of downer stuff, but it's good to offset it with some positive things. And this is one of those. A toddler melted hearts with his stunning act of kindness after he shared a meal with just kidding. A toddler melted hearts with his stunning act of kindness.
The other story on screen. Is that true for everyone else?
Oh, you're right. Let me change that. Boy, yeah, definitely tune in live. You can see all this great stuff.
Yeah, it means you're with us in the studio making it happen.
I know. Well, we need a producer that is willing to work for I don't know, money. Acorns. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome in. If you're tuning in, this is Quartering Live. We're live Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. And if you would love to see you live, obviously watching wherever you're watching this. But if you can't, we always try to do a couple of VODs a day with the biggest stories from the show so that you can still enjoy the show. We cover a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, can be disheartening at times. But this story I purposely plucked so we'd have something happy to talk about. This is a story about a toddler making the internet cry over an incredible act of kindness after spotting an elderly man eating alone at McDonald's. Hudson Drew, 3 years old, went viral for his wholesome interaction with a stranger while eating breakfast at an Oklahoma fast food chain. Video shows the boy, whose nickname is Huddy, climbed into the booth where the man was sitting. The older man donned a red cap, glasses, blue button-up shirt as smiling Huddy scooched up the seat with his meal. He asked me where the man's kids was, and I was like, well, they're probably all grown up and moved away. And he didn't like that. Ashton told KFOR, parents probably, I assume. Aww. The toddler decided to keep the man company, and it brought tears to her eyes. Since he was born, he's always lit up the world. He's a very sweet kid. I wonder if we have video of this. The video has gone viral on TikTok with over 200,000 likes. Now, I don't want to ruin the story, but
what?
Maybe, I mean, mom, like,
you think they know this? This was a plant?
Mom filmed this for clout. I'm not saying it was a plant. I'm trying to find I'm going to try to find the.
It's actually like his grandfather, and so she's like, go over there and sit with grandpa. I get you. I see.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
That I don't think that's probably the case. But I'm sure
Can you
mom
imagine
probably
if it
was like,
gotten that crazy? It's one thing when like people stage pranks or other things, and now you're like incorporating your toddler. That'd be,
yeah,
you know, 10
here's
times,
the,
you know.
yeah, I'm not gonna play your music. But yeah, he goes over there and just says hi. He's got his little meal with him. Very wholesome, 200,000 likes. Protect his
Grandpa
positive energy, immediately starting sobbing 50 seconds. I mean, good for him.
The grandpa does a reaction video, or this old guy is like, I wanted to eat alone. I didn't want
This
this toddler.
Yeah,
No,
this
I'm
little
just kidding.
jerk.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the interesting conversation is here outside of like, haha, it's a cute video or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's like, is this stage for internet clout? Should parents be filming their kids for internet clout? I mean, to me, kind of the black pill in me is like, Mom, if you want to do that, maybe don't, because the first thought that probably came into her head was like, this will make a great video for the internet. And I just wonder.
Know. I feel like there is like, you do end up filming taking a lot of pictures and filming your kid all the time, I feel like. So she might have been like, oh, I want to send this to like his grandparents or like his dad or whatever, And then it's like, oh, well, I'll also post it online because it's so cute. The way that some people they go on Facebook and they're like, little Nicole won her soccer game. And that's like, it's not them doing it for clout. They just kind of use it to like distribute memories. I have a whole like other thing about like kids' faces online and whatever. That's my own personal like decision for safety. But I kind of agree with you. Like there is a chance she was like, this will go viral, or maybe someone told her like, you should post that, it'll go viral. But there's also a chance like this is the modern Facebook mom. They're on TikTok.
Well, it's possible that the mom posted it on Facebook and it went crazy. And they're like, well, I'll post it. Like, I would have preferred to see her blur out her kid's face a little bit, but like, I wish I wasn't so jaded. Like I wanted to save this for like when we had Melanie here too, because then like it'd be 2 versus 1. But like, I feel like, man, like maybe don't use your kid for content, but maybe it doesn't matter, because if this old guy was like genuinely happy, like who's the victim here, really?
Right.
Like,
it's like I said, it'd be different if she was like, hey, go over to him and sit with him, which maybe she did, or it's like
I'm sure she did, because otherwise,
straight up lie, and that's like actually a guy they go to church with. The kid sees him all the time, and that
would be bad.
Like, going up, you know what I mean? Like faking it would be really bad. I go back and forth on the like, if she's sharing her kid's face, that's a decision she made. It's not something I would do, but I also think there is a like people used to use Facebook or Instagram kind of like their own personal online story album or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've had relatives that are like, oh yeah, that's how like I know that my like aunt, who I don't talk to all the time, gets to see pictures of my kid's Halloween costume. Like it wasn't always a platform for content creation. It was about like giving your community.
Well, Facebook used to be just about your friends. Like you didn't have like thousands of people you've never met from all around the world on your Facebook.
But then again, you get these like cute videos of kids going viral, and suddenly it's like, do you remember for a second there was a kid who talked about liking corn? There was a video that went super viral.
No, I don't. Is that the turtles kid? I like turtles.
It was kind of like that. It was like that kind of thing where the kid was so funny and cute, and then it went viral, and it was kind of the reference was everywhere.
Okay.
And then he like goes on the talk show, or you get a brand deal. Like maybe in the back of all social media active moms.
Oh, this little black kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me go to this guy here. Now this, he's doing an interview. So like this seems less staged, like.
For me, this guy, the guy who's holding the mic, that's like his thing. Like he does these interviews with like little kids.
Recess therapy. Yeah. So he does like a little show.
I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
Ever since I was told that corn was real, it tasted good.
Did you?
ever since I was told it was real.
Do you think corn wasn't real?
But when I tried it with butter, everything changed. I love corn. Corn.
Do you think everyone should be eating corn?
No, not everyone has to like it to be the best.
Yeah. Based? Just good kid based?
Yeah.
Everyone just has to try it. Have a bite.
What else are your favorite things?
I play variety of games. Hide and seek, tag, level lava monster. Yeah,
Not
mostly
that.
corn. I mean, then
But
look
mostly
at this
corn.
then.
Yeah, it does look good. That's a classic grilled corn. That's like fair corn. It's not Frankencorn, folks. That's from the grill. It's just regular
No, that's
corn.
from the grill. They're clearly at some sort of fair.
Yeah. I mean, I like this stuff because it gives you like just a gives you a break. Like sometimes things are, I guess, like the larger conversation is, should you be putting your kid out on the internet for internet clout? But I guess the answer is, as you put it, like, well, that's kind of up to you. Like, if that's what you want,
it's hard to say. Because the internet changed. Like, you and I work in content creation, so it's like are you trying to get clout and go viral with your kids? But some people are really just there, like, being like, hello, grandma and distant college friend. Here is what my family did for their family vacation. And even though, like, I think of that as, like, how you use Facebook, it happens on all platforms, right? But I do think that, especially with, like, TikTok, maybe, on the back of people's minds, it's like, but if I get a couple viral videos, it could change my life. It could change my career. So I don't know. I don't know how people, like, weigh this.
Yeah, that is. I mean, to be fair, like you said, like this is just a good moment, and maybe filming it. Like, there was that other story we covered where, like, there was like an 80 or 90-year-old guy who was door dashing. Do you remember that? And like the woman did like a GoFundMe on TikTok, and they raised $1 million for this old timer. And people, people are like, oh, well, you filmed it for content. It's like, ask that guy if he cares. He was doing DoorDash because his sick wife couldn't afford medicine.
Right.
I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes sometimes things can be more than one thing.
The one that I see sometimes is a girl, female content creator, probably like 20s, 30s. And I guess for like a friend's birthday party, again, they're in their like 20s or 30s. She decided to hire a magician to come and like perform. And so she took a video of him like doing one of these crazy tricks where like a bird appears out of nowhere. And they posted it and it went really viral. But then because she had tagged the guy and would share his name and everything, he kept in touch with her and was like, your video, which got millions of views, changed my life, because now people like, he got like some like magician in residency thing and people were booking him more. And like, I bet he's happy that she did it semi for the content. Like, it was for her friend's party, but she posted it to social media for the engagement, whether for her own enjoyment or to document the party or whatever the motive was. And they both kind of benefited from it. Like, is that bad or wrong? It's just harder when it's kids because of the internet safety aspect. But then, like, Charlie Bit My Finger went viral way back in the day. That was a YouTube thing. Like, America's Funniest Home Videos exists for a reason. That was pre-social media.
Yeah, and I think and a lot of those were staged too. But like I think that ultimately it's probably good. It just probably boils down to your intent. So if your intent is like, I'm gonna get this cute moment to share, I think that's fine. If you're like one of those people that are like fake giving homeless people fake money, or like, exploiting a drug addict like they did with that Disney kid, that former Disney kid, like everyone was like making content off him. I think that's a little more ghoulish. I think if you're just like, hey, go on over to that old guy, like that old guy doesn't care. That old guy probably brightened up his day. And obviously I'm sure the mom went over there. I'm assuming. I assume the mom, like, at some point, because you don't know what he's, just because he's an old guy eating alone. What if he's a creep? You don't know that. Like, I think there's some aspect to where the mom probably went over there and cleared everything. So I'm gonna my verdict on this is that it's a net positive.
I think it is. It's hard because, again, like, should you show his kid's face online? Kind of separate thing. But I don't want the internet to be so doom and gloom that we can't be like, oh, cute moment. Like, even all of the morning news shows have some sort of feel good story in them. Why can't we have this one?
Yeah, I think that's what we'll wrap this segment. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like or you subscribe, but also make sure you come back to the live show again Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully you'll see that. I have this other segment that I thought maybe we'll switch between like serious story and scary story. Yeah. I have this here. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay. By the way, how's everyone's weekend in the chat? Shout out to all you out there. Hope you're doing well.
Did you get a Palm at Palm Sunday?
Yeah, we need to know. The world needs to know. So this is a segment from our daily live show. We're live every day at 2 Eastern, Fridays at 1 Eastern. Hopefully you'll subscribe or follow. But if not, we always put out a couple clips a day for people to enjoy the biggest segments from our show. This is a kind of a nightmare scenario where a Frontier airline had to divert and land because an unruly passenger made an insane comment and or threat on the plane. And I feel like this is happening more and more these days. And I'm wondering, like, what recourse, like if I'm on this plane, right, they're forced to, he made a threat. He said he had something with him that was going to take the plane down. All this stuff. It's like, at what point do civil, like, you should be able to sue this guy. Like, first of all, yeah, because I mean, first of all, how, your whole, at minimum, that day is screwed up for you. Mm-hmm. If you miss appointments, miss work, whatever the case may be, that might also come from this. People could legitimately get like PTSD from this. Like this stuff here, there's some video. Let's see if I can play this.
Frontier Flight 2539.
Frontier Flight 2539.
Okay, Frontier Flight 2539 have information about the level 3 threat, not level 4 threat, but level 3 threat. I'd like to relay.
A level 3 threat means it's like, a level 4 would probably mean, I guess I'd have to look it up, maybe check and tell me.
Higher the number gets worse, right? This isn't like the love.
It's not like crime.
Scale.
Yeah. Level 3. Yeah. He made a threat. Yeah.
Frontier 2539, White Tower, go ahead.
A black male, approximately 5'9", sitting in seat 3 Alpha. He's in his seat. He's already threatened to kill the lady that's sitting next to him. And
first class, 3A.
I also heard that he was French speaking, or like French was his first language. Is that right? Have you read that anywhere?
I don't know.
Yeah, it says on the thing. What am I talking about? Daily Mail's got it.
Oh, French speaking passenger. Yeah.
He's saying that he has a
which
bomb
is like
on board,
80 question mark?
50
Yeah, all right.
to 60 years old.
Understand, level 3, black male, 5'9", 3 Alpha, threatening to kill the lady beside him, says he has a bomb on board. Any details on the bomb?
No details as of right now. That's as much information as we got. We're running our checklist. Once we find more information, we'll get back to you.
By the way, I feel like in a post 9/11 world, you should also be able to just, how do I put this? You should be able to subdue him however you see fit. If somebody says something like that on a plane, whatever happens to that guy or girl should be legally warranted, in my opinion. Like the risk. Okay, if I'm sitting next to him and I have my laptop out and he says that, and I want to pick up my laptop and neutralize the threat, I should be able to do that.
Okay. See, I get what you're saying. And this is like because I've seen too many crime shows, but
I know, like, he's going to have a mental health crisis.
No, it's not that. Like, what if he's like holding the trigger in his hand, and if you knock him out, like make him unconscious, and he lets go, then you know what I mean? If he's going to make
unconscious,
a big threat,
you say, huh?
Look, I don't know what your intentions are, but you know what I mean? Like, in some ways, I get, like, you definitely need to subdue him and like want to make everyone safe, but also it seems like you would need him to hopefully disclose to you more information about what's going on if you can get him to. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, generally, I think in my limited experience with these types of situations, like, normally people don't announce it if they have it. They just, unless you're going to try to, unless you're going to try to take over the plane, why would you even say anything? It's not like, if you go back to even 9/11, it's not like they sat on the plane quietly and they're like, okay, here's what we're going to do, guys. They just went and did it. Right. But it's hard to calculate this, but, and the fact that he was speaking French too may have made it more difficult for him for people to understand him. I don't know how heavy or thin his accent was. I'm trying to see if they got the military on board.
They had to do like a heads down, hands up. Remember
on the tarmac. They got everybody out of the plane on the tarmac. He was sending voice memos to another passenger behind her, but they were speaking in French. Like, I would say that would make people uncomfortable.
We're working to learn more after a bomb threat prompted a major security response at the airport.
This happened while a Frontier Airlines plane was making its way to the
Is that
gate
where Carrie
at
Lake
Hartsfield
went?
Jackson Atlanta International Airport from Columbus, Ohio yesterday.
Frontier Flight 2539.
I mean, like, it is crazy to me that there isn't. I mean, whatever the security response to, that probably costs, I mean, in government dollars, probably six figures. They probably had to mobilize SWAT, the bomb squad, they had to divert a bunch of planes. They had to put the plane like safely at the end of another runway in case he really did have it. You had, massive disruptions. Because what, like, was he joking? I don't know. Was he like, ha ha ha, I'm going to tell this person this, and then he said it in French? I don't know.
You're saying the passenger should be able to go after him civilly, which I understand, but he does ultimately face some kind of, at minimum, he would face some kind of.
He's going to get right? Yeah, it'll be like making a terroristic threat, or yeah. I would think.
What's the jail time on that? And also, do you get deported? Not that I'm assuming this person is here illegally, but just in case he was.
Yeah.
Legally,
Yeah, I think this is a very, like, a nightmare scenario for somebody with travel anxiety like me too. Like, I don't think anyone would really, like, believe it. I mean, regardless, but, like, if you have some, like, unhinged person screaming about that, like, I don't know.
It's like when you're in the subway car and there's someone who's crazy. Like,
yeah, you should be able to do it there too.
Like, I guess you could assume they're not going to do it, but if they were going to do something bad or violent or whatever, you don't want to look back and be like, well, they did say out loud they were going to do something.
Right. Yeah, they did warn me, so I guess.
And in this case, like, it's like the subway, except the stop is several hours later, like you're not getting off this. At bare minimum, like, even if he doesn't have, a bomb or whatever, if this person is, like, on the verge of some kind of, like, breakdown, psychosis or whatever, where he's making these threats, he's feeling comfortable saying this out loud, like, I don't think it's a good sign to be like, I know they were already flying, but, like, to be like, then we should take off. We should continue with this flight. Like, you kind of have to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm sure they keep this, like, relatively under wraps for security reasons. I don't know what the odds are.
And all the stuff.
No, I mean, I don't know what the odds are that there would be a flight air marshal on that plane. I do know that they exist because we've seen videos of, like, air marshals on the planes, like, doing stuff. But, like, I mean, there should really be one on every single flight. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. I mean, you're already paying so much to fly. Like, fine, charge every person $10 more. Bless you. Charge everyone $10 more, and then that's it. Like, to me, I would want them on every single flight. That wouldn't even necessarily, like, neutralize every potential threat, but it does have somebody there who has jurisdiction to actually handle it, as opposed to, like, the crew, the passengers are just kind of sitting there like, what? What did that guy say? Like, you could end up with a very, very, very bad situation where, like, you have people panicking and stampeding and trying to, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, thankfully, I've never been on a flight with, like, any real kind of disturbance. I mean, I've been around a couple drunk people on planes. Sometimes it was me. But, like, most of the time, it's never been, like, I've never had to have my flight diverted because, some lunatic on the plane. And it's
I know someone who's had a flight diverted because they had a medical issue.
That's
like,
fine. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know emergency situations happen in the air and that this could happen and be stressful to someone even if it wasn't terroristic. This one is hard because I don't like the idea that people are getting so comfortable with making these kinds of threats. And again, like, maybe this person is, like, schizophrenic and having a breakdown or whatever, so they're less guarded about what they're saying. But, like, the idea that we live in a society and culture that's like, I'm gonna threaten the person sitting next to me on a multi-hour
on the entire plane.
Like,
yeah,
team, we need to reevaluate immediately.
Yeah, like, you're on the no flight list forever immediately, and, like, you're also getting prison time. Like, we can't fool around with that. Like, absolutely, positively prison time. And, like, like, I don't care if you are having a medical episode. Like, it doesn't really change the situation. It's like, just because that lunatic guy in the subway car was having a medical episode doesn't untake the life of Irina Zarutska.
Right.
And so, like,
I just mean, like, if you are actively manic, right? You're having a delusion, like the guy who had
like
the
Fuzi,
psilocybin guy, the Alaskan airline pilot,
yes,
who went to pull the thing and like ultimately that's
he was on mushrooms, wasn't he?
Yeah, or coming down. It was a weird story. It was like a combination of mental health, but also intoxication. And he wasn't actively a pilot. He was just like flying in the jump seat. You know, I can understand where maybe it's not like you're not exactly right. I still think you have to face consequences. But if this guy in the Frontier plane is like totally sober and normal and is just like, this is an appropriate way for me to behave, that to me is concerning in like a different way. You know, actually ill running around the subway cars. I don't want someone who is like casually threatening people to be able to just be like, I've diverted a plane, so can I get rebooked on another Frontier flight? Yeah, and I mean, like, it feels like I don't go a week without seeing another unhinged person try to push somebody in front of a subway car. Like, it just happened again yesterday. Like, he was like too weak and he couldn't get him in front of it, but he tried. It's like, what are you doing? I don't understand. Like, it's just, why is that a thing? It happens all the time, and I'm like, what? I don't understand this at all. Like, it is so very weird. Well, we'll wrap this segment there. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like on the video and you subscribe or follow. And you can always watch the VODs, but it'd be cool if you tuned in live at 2 Eastern Monday through Thursday and 1 Eastern on Friday. Maybe you have some time off, listen at work, whatever the case may be. And we'll see you next time. See any chat here. Nathan says, what about OG bum fights? That was classic, old YouTube. I have the VHS tape. There's a VHS tape of that?
There's actually the one guy, one of the main guys, turned his life around, I'm pretty sure. And the other one, I think, overdosed on drugs now. But like I'm pretty sure the main guy, like, turned his like the guy who had bum fights tattooed on his hands, I think he turned his life around. But no, that type of content is gross and exploitative. But, you know, I was 13 years old. And like that's when you had to send off for videotape. Sure. So the idea of like homeless people having to dive to the bottom of a pool to get a crack rock was funny to me. But like now, obviously, like, you know, oh, Bling Bling. Yeah, it's Bling Bling. Yeah. He's doing good now. Yeah, that's the one. Bling Bling. Yeah.
What is he doing now? Does he like have his real estate license or something?
I don't know, but I mean, maybe he isn't anymore, but I feel like he did have some bum hunter. That was another bad one. That was like the parody of
Bounty Hunter.
No. The parody of Steve Irwin. Was that it? Is that it? Chat. Am I remembering that right?
When was this stuff coming out? Like what era was this?
When I was like in high school. So you would have been too young to know about it. But like all this type, I think it was like yeah. Hold on. Obviously, I disavow, but just for context.
Well, I guess it's a cultural moment we need to make sure people were aware of.
Yeah.
So that they can also disavow.
It might be Bum Hunter might be part of Bum Fights, I think. I can't remember exactly.
What a crazy franchise. Also, can you imagine being a cameraman on this show and being like, going to your girlfriend's parents' Thanksgiving dinner, and they're like, so what do you do for work? And you're like, what, homeless people fighting? Is that the concept?
They just take this poor homeless guy.
Are you watching it? Because I can't see anything.
Oh my God. Hold on. There we go.
We're on the trail of a real dangerous bomb. It's actually a species. It steals from other bombs.
He steals from other bums.
Hold on, mate. Hold on. Hold on, mate.
What is this?
Hold on. Hold on. Woo!
He's like an alligator, you know?
Good one. There's a live one here. It's all right, though, mate. It's all right. It's all right. Just want to take a look at it here, mate. Want to take a look at you. This one's a good fighter.
But anyway, yeah, it was a weird time. It was a
You're
weird
like, that doesn't
time.
look okay. That looks like a very bad way to treat someone.
It is. That's why it was funny. But like, this was, I don't even know what, I mean, this was a long time. Hold on a second. When was Bum Hunter? Wait, that's probably a different type of video. This is going to be a porno. I know it. It wasn't Bum Fights. It was released in 2002. Yeah. So I was, 20? Yeah. So it's like a kid, high schooler, I guess. So it was a little later than I thought it would be. It was like when they had the Girls Gone Wild commercials. Yeah, that same era. Yeah, that same era.
Okay. That seems like a very weird era for a lot of things. I also think
Faces of Death was then too. Shout out Faces of Death. That was the first time I ever saw somebody kill themselves. That was yeah. You used to buy these tapes, and I'll never forget what was the guy's name, chat? Because you probably don't know. He was a senator. And this is how I'll never forget it. Like, it's just like the first time I saw that beheading video, the Taliban beheading video. There's like a senator who's like in some sort of scandal, and he's like doing a press release, presser about it. And in the middle of it, he just pulls out a gun, puts it in his mouth, and just blows his head off. And then I just remember the amount of fucking blood just pouring out of it. I was like, don't watch that shit. I'm telling you, it cannot be, you can't unsee that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like I had to start blocking people on X who post that stuff. Because I'm like, I don't think it's good for me to see people die every day. Like, it's not, it's not. Oh, Bud Dwyer. Yeah, Bud Dwyer. Yeah. Just like, the Charlie Kirk video. I think I saw that when it happened. I've never watched it again. I don't need to watch it. Like, it's just
right.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Bud Dwyer. I saw that. Yeah, I think it was wasn't it on live television? Because I'm sure it was. That's how they got the tape. That was crazy. Watched a body get cremated in Faces of Death. Yep, that was on there too. There was one where someone got ran over by a train. I remember that. I didn't even finish the tape. Like, you would send off to them. I think maybe there was early internet, but you could mail order them if I remember right. I was like, I can't. Even then, I was like, fuck no, I'm out. Like, I can't. Like, I don't need to see this shit. Yes, it was a live presser. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how many people saw it, but people saw it. Let's see. I was like 12. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it happened before I was old enough, but it was on that tape. Simulant says Faces of Death was a fake gore movie, but you're talking about Bud Dwyer. Or it was maybe not Faces of Death. It was one of those tapes. There was a tape that used to be able to buy that kind of shit. I forget them all mixed up, but yeah, that was Bud Dwyer. That was not on the Faces of Death one. I know that. I don't know. Anyway, I saw that video and I never unsaw it. Same. I remember watching the beheading video and I was like, wow, the head didn't just come off clean. They had to keep chopping at it and sawing it. And it was like, I never, I was like, fuck. Like, I wish I didn't watch that. But thanks a lot, rotten.com. I think that was the website. It was rotten.com. And then there was another website called Consumption Junction, I think.
Are they still running? Are they still real?
God, no. You see the BBC News has come out with a video saying we should be less dog friendly. I would like you to email that to me. E-Bombs World was another one. Yeah.
What kind of migration might have caused the UK to start not liking dogs? I
don't know, Hannah Claire. Is there any type of mass
kind of demographic change would shift their culture that way?
Chat, do you guys know? Does anybody have any clue what
why would the UK over the last couple decades suddenly become anti-dog?
Yeah, if only we could crack that code. I guess that's for, that was for
unsolved mysteries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's another one of World's Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, if only we could find out.
Never know the answer.
Yep, I just have to be okay with that. It's just we'll never know.
You don't get to know the answer too.
Yeah, and you have to be okay with that. You just have to have faith.
And be accepting of cultures. But that's separate.
Yeah, right. And you have to be, yes, you must be accepting of all other cultures, regardless of what they do. Yeah. There are videos of Muslims going around and freaking out. your dog is dirty. It's like, hey man, go back to your fucking country then. You don't have any dogs in Iraq, fucking go back there. You know, you're in the, but then the UK government sides with these fucking weirdos, you know?
Mm-hmm. Or they win elected positions and become the government. I mean, that's also one of the issues.
That's also part of their, yeah. By the way, let the people know where they can find your content, Hannah Claire, if they want to watch some of your personal content.
Content? Cool. I'm on Rumble and YouTube. I'm Hannah Claire B. It's all one word. That's what my channel name is. I'm Hannah Claire B on X as well. I have a video up right now. What did I just talk about? Oh, I talked about the ruling out of California involving Meta and YouTube, and basically like it's about social media addiction, and there's some Section 230 stuff to it. So if you saw that story last week, you want more information about it, I did a video last week. I'll have one out this week. I think I'm going to have a Melania versus Usha Vance, because Melania had some L's recently for me, and Usha Vance has done some stuff I'm interested in. So I'm going to have a video about that this week, as well as a video on some interesting trends involving marriage at elite universities. So if you guys like cultural or news videos, that's the stuff I'm working on. You can find it on Rumble and YouTube, Hannah Claire B. I'm on X at Hannah Claire B, and I'm on Instagram at hannahclaire.b. But that's where I post about like quilting circles and, you know, that's my, you know, bright spot on the internet.
It's your white pill, yeah. But wherever you're watching me, you're already watching, so just make sure you follow the channel. But Easter is coming up. Easter is nigh. It's next weekend. So this is a great opportunity for you to be the absolute hero of your Easter get-together. Nobody ever remembers the coffee, in particular dessert coffee. And we have, by the way, look at our new updated, all of our new updated bags are out. Like just everything just looks so much bag. CBCAmazon.com, like Charlie Bravo, Charlie Amazon.com, will take you directly to our store. Bring some coffee with you to Easter, like our blueberry cobbler, or just like a nice dark roast, or the blackberry cream, or strawberries and cream. Any of that stuff, bring it with you to Easter. People really love it. And maybe you'll help get the word out. So you get to be a hero. You get to give everyone the first crack rock for free, and then just tell them where they can buy it if they like it. You know, coffeebrandcoffee.com or cbcamazon.com, both take you to the same place. And you can get it overnight. You get it by, I can get it by 4 a.m. tomorrow. That's how quickly it gets delivered.
Just in time to have it in the morning. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So let's see here.
I feel like I haven't heard about Casper in a minute. It's nice to know you guys are bopping along out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, if that were my company's name, I would. Yeah. You might hear more about it. But will you hear more about? Oh my
gosh, Coffee Brand Coffee. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Mostly, guys. I think that I run a pretty tight operation here, and I feel like I've just been disrespected on a biblical level on the week of Easter while Christ is rising. It's just I don't know how I recover from this.
You know that deprogramming takes a long time. It's not an even trajectory. There are ups and downs.
Chad, it was nice knowing HCB. Say bye, guys. Say bye now, guys.
Oh man, I apologize. Yeah. That was really bad. But like I said, it just takes a long time. You know, it's a detox.
Yeah. But this is actual.
I'm very happy to hear about Coffee Brand Coffee, which is a great coffee company. Again, I can't say it enough. Coffee Brand Coffee.
Someone chat says your coffee doesn't need fancy labels. It's real good. I know, but we're ramping up to be in the grocery stores. And if you got to compete in a grocery store,
you got to
against a fucking wall of 700 other coffees, like you got to pop. So we went with like really bright, like high contrast colors, so that people, Big Casper got it. That's true. They did.
They would literally never.
Yeah. This story, I have another segment here. So this is a segment. Everybody loves Barbie, right? This is a segment from our live show. So if you're seeing this later, make sure you subscribe or follow the channel. And then if you're able to, we're live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. I'd love to see you on the live show, but we always put out segments too for you to enjoy. There was a Barbie Fest. I don't know if you remember, there's some other, do you remember the Willy Wonka experience that happened like a few years ago? And like the internet was like just absolutely roasting it. It was very, very bad. It was supposed to be.
No, I don't remember it.
Oh my gosh. It was such a cultural moment. This is being declared worse than that. Now I'm gonna just so we can level set. Let me see.
Set the stage.
Here is the Willy Wonka experience that parents paid a lot of money for, so that their kids could, I don't know, experience Willy Wonka.
What is that thing?
Nobody knows.
Wonderful. I love fantastic.
Me and that baby.
See, the kid even said that. What is that? That's not from Willy Wonka. Look at it's all empty. They just have like one random pipe, one random Wonka bar.
Look like, I mean, it's Willy Wonka. Where's the candy?
I'm not joking.
Oh,
Who's that guy?
Look at all this building. It's completely empty. Parents paid a lot of money for this.
Castle in the world, and I bet we have to pay for that food over there. These are like
it's completely empty on the inside.
Horrible. It looks like they haven't even set it up.
Yeah.
What?
They just have a random poster on the wall over there. They would have been better off condensing it all into a smaller place, you know, than like.
Oh, what is with that mask thing?
Here's a single piece of candy. I mean, like, what is this? Nobody knows, right? It's not.
Absolutely splendiferous. That is making it into the commercial. Would you like a photograph? Come on.
This kid does not want a photograph.
No, he just doesn't know what to say.
So now we have Barbie Fest, where people paid $72 for a single day, or $452 for VIP. Let's take a look.
Whoa.
First of all, you can see no one's there. That's obviously.
I was gonna say, is that like set up or is that like outside?
Yeah.
The Barbie Dream House. We're the life-sized Barbie Dream House right now, guys.
Life-sized? I don't think so.
Also, isn't that not the Barbie Dream House?
It doesn't look anything like the Barbie Dream House.
It's like a
to me.
random house that you got printed out on cardboard.
Yeah. Because I think the Barbie Dream House had white pillars, I think.
Barbie Dream House is 2 stories tall and had like a spiral staircase. Like it's a specific piece of fake merchandise or fake real estate.
Yes, it is a known entity.
Right.
It's.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now they're like, this is not the Barbie Dream House. It's just it's there. She says. $450 and nobody's there.
What and why did they rent the world's largest warehouse? Like, what is this event space?
Fans forked over hundreds of dollars to attend Barbie Festival were left furious over the nightmare and disastrous event, comparing it to the infamous Willy Wonka experience and Fire Festival. The Barbie Dream Fest took place in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and was described as the ultimate Barbie event where fashion meets fun. How did they not crush this, by the way? Because they would have had, like, you know, there's all the hype from the Barbie movie still. There's all, you know, like, according to the Instagram page, festivities were set to include, let's see if anybody saw any of this, interactive Barbie Dream House. Interactive. I don't know about that.
In front of it.
That is interacting. Okay.
I know.
And an 80s disco roller rink. Didn't see that. A totally hair glam bar. A bike course. Inspiring panels, yoga, hands-on crafts, and the ultimate Barbie fashion show, where doll exhibitors would sell exclusive merch and had a special guest appearance from stars like Serena Williams and Angel Reese.
Were they actually there at this event?
There's no way. I bet you they saw how bad this was, and they're like, I don't want
the Fire Fest thing until you mentioned these celebrity names. Now I get it.
Oh,
I was like, Fire Fest, they're like trapped on an island. That seems way worse. But now I get the false.
Yeah. This says,
okay.
Yeah, attendees are flooding Reddit, TikTok, and TikTok and X with their disappointment describing it as chaotic with canceled panels and no direction from the staff. One fan wrote that they're really excited when the event first announced and they bought a 3-day pass for $300. What would you even do there for 30 minutes? They said they spent hundreds on a hotel room, bringing the cost over $1,000. Immediately, I was disappointed as getting to the convention center was chaotic. No signs, no nothing. I mean, this is the interactive Barbie house. I don't know about that. It was also revealed that the complimentary swag bag that was promised was just a tiny package of hand sanitizer that said Barbie on it.
No way.
I looked at it and I was astonished that they could advertise that as a swag bag. Well, especially when you pay $100 to get in. It was Dollar Tree sanitizer with the word Barbie on it. You had to look online to see when the panels were and hope they were accurate. Then they got canceled or moved. You didn't know where they were going. There were no activities, maybe 10 vendors in the entire exhibit hall, and only 4 of them had anything Barbie related. I mean, look at this. I mean, oh, here's the roller rink.
So it's just like a fenced in area? It's not ever like an actual...
What about that is 80s themed exactly?
The palm trees, I guess?
The Technicolor, maybe? Yeah,
There's not even like, it's not even cool. Like, it's not even like has its own lights or something.
Yeah, they're not playing music. They don't have, I mean, here they have an obstacle course where you could ride bikes on, because that's what everybody thinks about when you think about Barbie, right? Like,
I mean, she's athletic. She does it all, but like...
She does, yeah. That's true. She does. It was so terrible. I don't even want to come back tomorrow. I paid $300 for a pink pass. I felt so ripped off. They revealed that they paid $250, branded a disaster, a swag bag with sanitizer. Here's what they have. Now, I wonder, what is this? Oh, they even wrapped it. And they put Mattel on here. Anyone want to bet that this was not, in fact, sponsored by Mattel?
It makes me wonder, like, when the Barbie movie came out, or they're just like hundreds of these left over.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
Actually,
like,
great point, because they
probably
were giving them out at the theaters, because I was right around. I was not that long after the coof. You know what I mean? Like, wow. I wonder if they ever like. We need to know if these people.
Who is the organizer of this event? Like, it's not Mattel.
No
is it
shot.
Just someone randomly decided to do it, and then they realized they can't use the light. Like, who? Because I guess that would be the question. Like, if you're a big Barbie fan, I guess you're like, oh, it's Barbie, so it must be a good event. But actually, who creates the event, the company that puts it on, makes a big difference. Because events are difficult to plan. This seems like it was meant to be a scam. Do you think they ever had any intention of putting on a good event? I guess is my question.
I think they probably did, and I think they probably realized pretty immediately. No, like, no way. This is like, here's this. Is this the same video?
Yes.
The more shocking thing is there's nobody there. This hall looks as big as the Amfest hall.
Right.
Like, they rented out a whole convention center.
Conventions are big.
Yeah.
It also makes me wonder, like, she's saying an entry was promising, but there's no one there. It's promising because there are 2 pink inflatables.
Yeah. This reminds me of, you have to be pretty old in internet lore. There used to be this thing called, I think, DashCon. I think that's what it was called, where it was like for furries. And they were supposed to have a ball pit. I wonder, is that what it was called? DashCon ball pit. They're supposed to have this huge ball pit for people, and I guess I can't find it. Oh, here it is. This is literally what it was, and there was like urine in it by the end.
Ew.
Yeah, this was a tumbler, like a tumbler type thing. Yeah, the DashCon ball pit probably smells better than the room. I mean, this is like, let's see if we have any other worthwhile video here. Look at her face. Thank you to our sponsors and partners, Sweet Lawrence. Never heard of it.
Do you think they're going to be mad? Like, they actually thought it was going to be a good event?
Yeah.
Which I have questions about where the sponsorship money went.
Yeah.
Is there money? Because there's no cookies, and they make cookies. So what did they contribute? There's neon. Maybe that's the dream house. There's neon? Yeah, right next to it. There it is. Oh, is that the lifestyle?
Barbie dream. I mean, it looks like the amount of stuff. I mean, that's kind of cool. Barbie fans would probably get a kick out of that.
Sure, but like, you could have that in front of one random store. Why do we have this entire convention center?
Yeah. I think you probably could have built all the props in this room for under 10 grand too.
I
maybe
bet there's
20.
one Utah mom that has thrown a Barbie Dreamfest birthday party that was more elaborate than this entire convention.
Here's some of their sponsors, by the way. Michaels, Dillard's, I don't know these other ones. Brie Shells, I don't know what that is. But Dillard's and Michaels, that means they probably paid, I mean, those are big brands. Like, Michaels probably paid a lot because they're like, these are our people. Oh, the United Foundation of Doll Clubs.
Sponsors, they're here, I guess.
These 3 are here.
Those 3 are there.
With things. This
This is the yoga one. Dillard's has a booth where they have very, very cute pink outfits in a lot of different sizes.
Well, they probably thought people would actually be there.
But that's the thing. Also, like Dillard's is a big organized thing. They're like, you want to be a sponsor of Barbie Fest? Okay, they're the only
they got a program for it. Yeah, right. They already. Yeah, they're probably like, yes, we're gonna make a lot of money on this.
Yep.
This is here, Miss Rocks.
That's gorgeous.
That might be the yoga mats. Yeah.
Yes, that's the.
Okay, so they were all there. To be fair,
it seems like there are 3 different yoga sponsors. Dillard.
Yeah.
Huh.
Here's
it's like if you
fabulous
said, like,
man.
You're like, our sponsors are all gonna have a sponsorship hall, and you guys can set up booths, and that you'll pay for your booth, and that'll help us offset the cost of whatever. And then the rest of everything is not happening. I would be frustrated. I would assume it's like feeling like a waste of money. Although maybe in this case it's good because Dillard looks like the hero because it's giving everyone something to do.
Yeah, at least they like. Yeah, I don't see. This is bad. I mean, they're gonna get sued. I guarantee it. They're gonna get sued probably by the sponsors, probably by. Anyone who attended
it, though, who is that? Like, who is getting sued? What is it? I want to know who organized this. If chat knows, please let me know.
I'll tell you. Let's see here. Whoops, not the right link. Here, this is their. I'm gonna bring up their subreddit because I'm assuming Redditors have figured this out. Let's see. We got DashCon. This is in the official r/Barbie subreddit. They couldn't even put pink over the chairs and tables and put fun coloring on them. Bro, this is so bad. How on earth was Unique Vintage a sponsor? They didn't they go under? I used to organize conferences for so much effort. One of the sponsors was Dillard's, run and promoted by Mattel. So Mattel was
involved in this?
It looks like it. Mattel was just licensing Barbie, not really a sponsor. Okay, that makes more sense. Here's a spot. So they started this website, BarbieDreamFest.com. I can't believe the website's actually still up.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. No, that's it. You can't do anything on the website. There's nothing here.
What's Mischief? Is that the name of the web browser? Or hold on. At the
Mischief
bottom.
Management. No, that's who ran it probably. Yeah, that's who ran it. Mischief. Yeah, Dreamfest is operated by Mischief Management. There you go. Good eye. And by the way, the hyperlink to them, which is underlined at the bottom, has been disabled. So I can't even click on it to figure them out.
Scandal.
Yeah, this is bad. This is crazy. I hope everyone gets their money back. That's bonkers. And by the way, go ahead.
Sorry, I just found a Business Wire press release when it says that Mischief Management and Mattel are joining forces to work on this.
Well, that means that they paid Mattel the $15,000, whatever, to license it. Yeah.
Last year in July 2025. So it's not like this was it's not like they announced it in January and it just turns out they're not good at organizing. They had time.
My dog's tail. Ruby.
Oh, Ruby.
Rip Barbie fans.
Track record of bringing fandoms to life. Mischief Management will produce the event in partnership with Mattel. Known for beloved experiences like Broadway Con and Chanticon, Mischief brings storytelling, interactivity, and heart to every event they touch.
Well, I didn't see any of that.
Now I'm gonna Google the CEO.
Yeah,
I didn't know where the store was going, and now I'm in deep.
Well, yeah, this would be a great video, like a standalone video, deep dive for your channel because,
maybe I'll do that. Forget Melania, Trump, and Usha.
Yeah, I feel bad for I'm sure somebody made money from this. Guys, I'm sure.
It doesn't seem like it seems like the CEO had a website, but she has taken it down. Is that
here we go. Yeah, here we go.
He was a I'm sorry. I'll let you talk and then I'll just continue.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's worth we could wrap the segment there. Make sure you tune in Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, or Fridays at 1 Eastern to our live show, wherever you're watching this. Or you can tune in to the VODs, and I hope you enjoy them. This is bad. Sorry to the Barbie fandom out there. It's
I do feel like when you're excited about something and you get your friends together and you buy your tickets and hotel rooms, it'd be huge this morning. At least Fort Lauderdale, there's other stuff to do. It's not like you were trapped somewhere that's super random.
They're definitely getting sued. They're gonna let's say you took you flew down there with your 2 daughters and you spent $2,000 on tickets and hotels and another $1,200 on tickets to you're into this thing for $5,000.
Right.
Yikes.
Oh man. I'm gonna look this girl up on X.
Yeah.
Should I make a video about this?
Yeah, you should. I bet you it'll do well because there's, by the way, while she's looking that up, a 15-year-old boy in Texas walked in and shot his teacher and then himself today. So keep an eye on that.
Feels like I can't follow up by saying the CEO has locked her X profile now, but she did, just in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, she did? Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, this is going to be a disaster. I'm trying to see. The teen opened fire on a female teacher in Hill County Preparatory High School. The teacher was taken to a hospital. Her current condition is unknown. The gunman then shot themselves. Anybody want to take any bets? Let me see.
Did you follow that story? This is a couple years old at this point. The settlement's been reached, but of the first grade teacher who was shot by a student in the classroom in like the Virginia Beach area.
No, I don't think so.
It was a crazy story. I can't remember the girl's name right now. She ultimately sued the school district and the mom was found liable. He was a first grader who brought a gun in his backpack to school.
Oh, I remember that story. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
He
put
didn't
out
know
her
it was
hand
real.
and it
Yeah.
went through and she suffered a serious injury, but it wasn't fatal or anything.
She should sue.
Yeah.
Like,
I think she got a pretty serious settlement. It was settled, I think, in the last 12 months.
Yeah, I mean, every school should have metal detectors, period. Like, it's just, I know, dystopia, we didn't have to worry about that when I was a kid. Yeah, but it's current year. This is this story here. Let's see if we can get any news on it. Oh, it's just pointless video. Thanks for nothing, Brendan Straka. A teacher got shot, but it looks like the teacher may survive. But generally, shooting your teacher and then yourself is... I'm going to go Troon on this. We're going to have to wait and see. I don't think it would have been a Mohammed, but it is in Texas, and Texas is being overrun by Mohammeds, so I don't know. Anybody local know anything about this? Hill County College Prep.
Do you think we'll get the story where it's like actually they were having an affair? Because that's what we've seen a lot with female teachers.
Spicy. Yeah, that could be. That could be. She cut him off. Let's see here. Just been a shooting, breaking shooting. A 15-year-old student is dead. He shot a teacher, so as a boy, we know that much. Although, again, we don't know. Let me see if I can find this one.
A teacher was shot by a student and taken to a hospital following a school shooting today in Bulverde, Texas, just north of San Antonio. Officials say the student involved was a 15-year-old and he died at the scene.
15-year-old male. I guess it's probably too early to demand, a name or a picture, but I'm going to imagine the internet's going to find pretty soon.
Say there was.
I mean, it's high school. There's going to be all these high schoolers have Twitter and TikTok. Somebody's going to
They
say
all
who it
know
was.
everything.
Yeah.
I covered this video on my channel a couple months ago where there was a student, a female student who attacked a teacher in school in Montana, and it was like the reporting on like mainstream.
They were like they were trans
and then
or
online,
something.
all the kids were like, oh yeah, that's a trans student at our school, and
Yes.
this, that, like all this stuff, which I was like, it just goes to show you like there are two different versions of the news, especially if you're involving high school students.
Yeah, we'll have to find out here.
Actual scene inside of this high school, but we do have a law enforcement presence outside of the school. We also have Bulverde PD over here on the side of the school. When we also arrived on scene, we did see school buses vacating the...
Well, we'll have to see. Hopefully the teacher survived, and it's just, it sounds like, they're at the hospital, so hopefully they'll survive. And hopefully it's just the idiot student that did this. We'll have to wait and see, but boy, gonna guess that perhaps we may be trooning out here. We'll have to see. And with that, we will wrap today's show. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 Eastern with Melanie Mack and Hannah Claire B for Astrocast. Yeah. So we'll have that, and hopefully we'll have an update on this story tomorrow as well. So we're going to send you over to Viva Fry now. Let's go say hi to Viva. And wait a second. Please remove what raid? Oh, I do have to do that.